safety considerations. We're in Chile, a very seismic country and many other natural disasters. We have interpretations for all the friends. In case of any earthquake or any event of any kind, you have to wait for the instructions of the safety people, and there are people who are dressed in black and white, so keep calm. Everything's under control, and we have two safety areas. The first area, it's right outside of the tent. In cases we have any event, this is the main place where we're going to meet, but you have to follow the instructions of the people. And once we're inside the temple, the area of safety is the area just outside in the plaza of the temple where the fountains are. And please always follow the instructions from the person of security and safety. So we'll now begin with the program. We'd like to thank you for your patience, and please keep seated to begin. On behalf of the National Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of Chile, we would like to give you the biggest welcome to the representative of the House of Justice, Universal House of Justice, Ms. Antonella de Monte, to the Minister General Secretary of the Presidents, Mr. Nicolás Eizaguirre, who comes on behalf of the President of the Chile, Ms. Michelle Bachelet, to all the responsible for the design, construction, and the execution, Mr. Ashraf, Mr. Hariri, and Mr. Rohani, to the guest from the House, Universal House of Justice, to the members of the Senate who are present, to the congressmen who are present, to the governor of the region, metropolitan region, Mr. Claudio Rego, to the authorities of Peñalten, Ms. Carolina Leitao, and the representing Mayor Patricio Escobar, to all the different mayors who are present, to all the guests of the National Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of Chile, to our brothers from different religious background present, and the National Office of Religious Business, to the members of the scientific and academic communities, and to all our friends and guests. We have a live transmission of this very important ceremony to all the Baha'i communities and to all their friends from all over the world who are now joining us. And this is why that we will have a very long list, but we are very happy of thanking all the different friends who are present. In particular, to the representative of our sister communities from South America, Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, French Guyana, Paraguay, Peru, Suriname, Uruguay, Venezuela. From Central America, we have the honor of having countries like Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Panama. From the Caribbean islands, we have Barbados, Cuba, Haiti, Virgin Islands, Jamaica, the Bahamas, the Bermudas, Leeward, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, St. Lucia, Trinidad and Tobago, and from the countries of North America, Alaska, Canada, the United States, and Mexico. And to the whole body of the continental councillors who are present at this moment. To everyone, welcome and thank you very much for joining us in this historical moment. It is such a significant and spiritual event for Santiago, for the national community of Chile, of South America, and for all the world. You are all welcome to this, your house of worship, that opens today its doors to everyone. With this act, we began a series of activities, celebratory activities, through which the Chileans will be the host for over 5,000 people coming from 110 countries who have arrived here to represent the big diversity of friends from around the world. During 4 days, we'll be gathering to celebrate of having reached this milestone, to share experiences and learning through the contribution that religion can do for the progress of society. The construction of this house of worship, this gift for the city of Santiago, has been achieved through the effort of the friends from all over the world who generously have contributed with prayers, knowledge, work, and material resources. This would have not been possible without the collaboration received from diverse institutions, professionals, and people of goodwill who are now most of them present here among us. The construction of this beautiful building is the result of a deep faith of multiple sacrifices and to be able to surpass the obstacles. Now I would like to invite Mr. Felipe Duarte, Secretary of the National Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of Chile, so he can share a few words on behalf of the institutions and the national Baha'i community of our country.
The house of worship that rests today at the feet of our majestic Andes Mountains represents one more achievement of the efforts of Baha'is to answer the call of Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Baha'i faith, in his most holy book, to build in all countries houses of worship in name of him who is the Lord of all religions. He indicated that they should be built as perfect as possible in the world of being, to adorn them with what is worthy of them, but without images or effigies, and to enter them to celebrate with joy and happiness the worship of all-powerful God. Because with his remembrance, the eyes are gladdened and hearts are filled with light. That each one should become the cause of the unity of hearts and the congregation of the souls, a center in which the heart is gladdened and people are united to listen to the word of God and remember him and adore him. The Baha'i houses of worship are collective centers of souls dedicated exclusively to the worship of God. Their doors are open to all people without distinction of creed, race, ethnic group, gender, or age. They are refuge for individual and collective prayer and for silent contemplation about spiritual reality and about the fundamental issues of life, including our time through this world and our responsibility to work towards the betterment and progress of society. This character of service towards others that the house of worship that we inaugurate today symbolizes comes from several calls that are included in the Baha'i writings, that all men have been created to carry forth a civilization in continuous progress, that blessed and happy is him who arises to promote the best interests of peoples and races of the earth, and that the honor and distinction of the individual consists of him becoming a source of social well-being. Thank you, dear friends, for being here today to celebrate with us this deep accomplishment of spiritual significance that is a pride for Santiago, for Chile, and for all of South America. We are convinced that we would not have been able to choose a better site than Peñalolén, whose name in the language Mapudungun means the reunion of brothers, to build this magnificent edifice or building. Its name has a profound spiritual significance, and it has to do with the purpose of this house of worship, this dawning point for the remembrance of God. And it's our desire that it will become in the heart and the nervous center, or the center of this dear community. This precinct, this refuge of peace for prayer and introspection, is here to welcome you all. The dream of having a house of worship for Chile comes from the 50s, when a group of enthusiastic Baha'is from Chile donated this piece of land with this purpose. This desire became more intense with the reference that the head of the Baha'i faith made that Chile would be the country where the future Baha'i temple for the continent of South America would be built. Naturally, at that time, an endeavor of this magnitude was not possible for a community, an emerging community of a small group of friends, and many years passed until the Baha'i community of Chile was ready to take charge of this endeavor of such proportion. It was with great happiness when the year 2001, when the Universal House of Justice announced that the moment had come to build the last house of worship, continental house of worship, for the whole world, and that this would be built in Santiago. 2 years later, in 2003, and after a long selection process, the design was chosen of the building that we have in front of us now, presented to us by the Canadian architects Hariri Pontarini architects, and its central concept was light. From then on, there were other stages of exploration of land that seemed to be adequate and dignified, going through studies and investigations that were required by this innovative design until the big of its construction that started in 2006. The big challenge in 2006. I want to tell you that it wasn't an easy process. There were many obstacles along the way and pitfalls that seemed to be unsurmountable, and that impulsed all participants to the limits of their capacity. But faith, determination, and unity were stronger in order to move this project forward. The prize is to be here contemplating this majestic result of the collective effort and human ingenuity, impulsed by powerful forces, spiritual forces, and the power of unity that has united us here today in this place. It isn't possible to mention at this moment all the people that in one way or another have been instrumental in this endeavor of gigantic proportions, because the list is long, but we be sure that we're profoundly grateful to all of the Baha'is of the world, and know that at this time, this temple that radiates its light to all continent is a show of how valuable your services have been, and we will always remember you with affection. In this way, with gladness and profound gratefulness, the National Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of Chile would extend to all of you its greatest appreciation for participating in this transcendental celebration. To all friends and Baha'i communities that made this project possible through their help from every corner of the earth, to all of those who participated in each of the diverse stages of its building, to friends of different beliefs that with enthusiasm embraced this project as their own. Thank you very much to all of you. With this spirit of celebration and recognition, we invite everyone to dedicate the Baha'i Temple of South America with your prayers and meditations, but overall with your actions. With pure and beautiful actions that will carry forth the improvement of our neighborhood, of our city, of our country, of our continent, and of the entire world. It is an honor for the Baha'i community of Chile to have the presence at this time of the Minister of the General Secretary of the President, Mr. Nicolás Eizaguirre Guzmán, to whom we would like to mention our profound appreciation, and to whom we invite to share some words with all of us.
Good morning, dear representative of the Baha'i national communities, Ms. Antonella De Monte, representing the Universal House of Justice, and the International Council, Baha'i Council, representative of the different national spiritual assemblies of the Americas, and the councillors from the Americas, the National Spiritual Assembly, host of the House of Worship, Mr. Claudio Rego, Governor for the Metropolitan Region, dear ambassadors and authorities from the different districts and different friends from Chile, and in particular from all the different countries of the world, please feel very welcome to our beautiful countries. In this special day, in which we celebrate the inauguration of the Baha'i House of Worships, please feel the particular welcome from everyone in the government, and in particular from our President of Chile, Ms. Bachelet. So it is a proud for Chile to have been chosen the country where the Baha'i community will host the Continental Temple for South America. The government in Chile understands that the respect for the different religious background that are represented in our country, and the Baha'i community is in this sense a very valuable help for the construction of our society, like the representative of Chile that just mentioned it, that is blessed by the cultural and religious diversity. This magnificent space that is gifted, and we'd like to thank the Baha'i community for this gift, is a clear expression of this idea. It is a transcendental place that looks for unity and respect from all the religious backgrounds and of all the people. It has a very important value that the Baha'i House of Worships will be open meeting places, like in this very open space, in this open country, and in which where we receive as equals men and women, children and the elderly, without any barriers from national or religious background. Everybody here is welcome, and this is really a material embodiment of all our institutions. This Continental Temple is a gift for a society, and this is how we take this for our city and for each of us. And is a temple that really makes our landscape a more beautiful one, and will become an icon, and it will always be here with us, up here in the mountains, reminding us how important it is to find the meeting between the city and the nature. This temple will open its door in the next few days, and it will be a new open public space for Santiago and for all of South America and from all over the world who will be coming here in contact with nature and with this beautiful architecture building that will be able to be visited by everyone and freely visiting. So we'd like to thank really deeply the Baha'i community for this building that will open a space for all the citizens, and also in particular for the deep message towards unity of society. This dedication that we're here for today, it's part of a democracy that's pluralist, and it's part of the essential message of our government through a message, ethical message for the inclusion and integration of all the populations in peace. Dear friends present here, authorities from the different institutions and the Baha'i institutions, really from the deep of our heart, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Izaguirre. We now invite the mayor of, or the governor of the metropolitan region to share some words with us. Veamos cómo va. Mr. Minister, Ms. Antonella, members of the Baha'i community, of course, Mayor Santiago, and all the Baha'i friends that have arrived from all over the world. We have welcomed you to Chile. I welcome you to the city of Santiago. That your time here may fill you with happiness, and also with a sense of this temple that is being gifted to our community. In the name of all of the neighbors of our city of 7 million people, I would like to thank you for this gift, this huge gift that you're giving us as citizens. This is a place that first of all has a beautiful architecture. I would like to greet the architect who came here 8 or 10 years ago when this was only a dream. And today we see the beauty of its creation, of course, together with all of the divine and human forces that have made it possible. I would like to thank also because it's a place that is an urban landmark. It's a place that connects with nature of this beautiful Andes Mountains with the city full of cars and buildings and, of course, people. I'm sure that Santiago is going to be is different from now on because of this temple that is being gifted to us as citizens. Also, it's a spiritual gift. It's a space that people from Santiago and from Chile and as human beings we need. It doesn't matter what religion we belong to. It doesn't matter what creed we profess. Our cities are full of thirst for silence, for a sense, and to transcend. One of the things that marveled me about this project from the first day, when literally we went to look for it in a different part of Santiago and asked for it to come to Peñalolén when I was the mayor, that it was always a place that would be open for everyone. Not all temples of all religions have this vocation of being open and inclusive. This one has had it from the first day, from the start. The park that was designed by Juan Green, the gardens, and the temple that you will now see, those of you who haven't seen it before, they all invite us to silence and to brotherhood. And we really need it as a city, as a country, those values. And I'm sure that this temple will be a place and a focus that will help us remember what we can't forget if we want to be a society of brothers and a human city. Personally, I was commenting to the architect. It's a temple where many, many people have worked. I saw workers, architects, experts from all over the world who were here, who came here over these years, to the building company that is also here today and carried forward a big part of this task. And as I mentioned to one of the mayors from another district, this project had many obstacles. There were many people who didn't trust, who was afraid. who put obstacles, and thanks to the Baha'is, and I think that also to the district of Peñalolén. I think that today and tomorrow cause that this would be a reality that we can enjoy today. So on behalf of the city of Santiago, thank you so much, Baha'i community. This is your house and it's our house, our home, and I hope that it will be many people from Santiago who will come here and will reconnect with what amongst the noise of Santiago sometimes we forget: silence, the purpose of our lives, and the brotherhood and understanding. Thank you very much.
So now we would like to invite you to go towards the temple to participate on with the devotional program we've prepared for you. During your path, you will have several guides who will show you the way and will help you in it at any moment. Inside the temple, the ushers will help you find a seat. When the devotional program will be finished, we'll coming down through the different gardens, the path of the gardens, so we can appreciate the beauty of all those gardens until we come back here to this very place where we'll be able to share some refreshments. When you will raise your glances inside the temple, you will appreciate a symbol that adorns the center of the dome. This symbol is a representation of the calligraphy in Arabic of the expression Ya Baha'u'llah, which means although glory of the most glorious. And finally, we would like to ask you to keep your cell phones in silence. This act will be transmitted, will be shared through the streaming to the whole world, and will be available for anyone who would like to download it. To help and facilitate the flux of people through our path, we will go and take the stairs, and we'll go back to the tent through the ramp. We would like now to invite you to follow the guides who will be with us through these paths. We'd like to thank you for sharing this experience, and would like that it will feel and inspire your heart. Thank you very much.
Eso, que trato de evitar encontrar.
All races, all nations, and all classes, and proclaiming to all men that this temple is dedicated to the three fundamental verities animating and underlying the Baha'i faith: the unity of God, the unity of the prophets, and the unity of mankind.
En nombre del Cuerpo Supremo de la Fe Baha'i, la Casa Universal de Justicia, tengo el gran honor de inaugurar este templo madre de Sudamérica para la adoración pública. Desde las alturas de este palio de luz hasta los rincones más íntimos de nuestros corazones, se percibe el sentir de la grandeza de este momento. Sentados aquí, celebramos juntos la inauguración de un edificio que ha sido construido exclusivamente para la glorificación del único Creador, exclusivamente para la congregación de los corazones. Es el florecimiento de un proceso que se puso en marcha hace aproximadamente 80 años, cuando unas cuantas almas puras y valientes se levantaron para llevar la luz de las enseñanzas de Bahá'u'lláh a los diversos pueblos de este continente. Gracias a la gran devoción y al esfuerzo incansable de un número creciente de personas a lo largo de las décadas, se han cosechado frutos abundantes. El despertar de las almas y el nacimiento de comunidades dedicadas a la edificación de la humanidad, dispuestas a trabajar desinteresadamente en pos de la mejora de sus sociedades. Hoy, con la apertura de esta casa de adoración, se ha establecido un símbolo físico de la presencia de la fe Baha'i en esta tierra noble y de los ideales que atesora, y se ha abierto una nueva temporada de potencialidades espirituales que será testigo de cosechas cada vez mayores, abundantes y maravillosas. Este templo, forjado de cristal, piedra y luz, se ha erigido mediante las contribuciones sacrificadas y amorosas no solamente de los Bahá'ís de Sudamérica, sino de sus correligionarios de todos los países y territorios del planeta. Es una manifestación de los lazos que unen a cada segmento de la raza humana en una causa universal, símbolo exquisito de la pureza, la belleza, la perfección y la misericordia que emanan de un Dios que todo lo ama, nos envuelve con ternura, invitándonos a unirnos en paz, abriendo sus puertas a gentes de todos los credos, todas las razas, todas las naciones y todas las clases, y proclamando a todos los hombres que este templo está dedicado a las tres verdades fundamentales que animan y sustentan a la fe Bahá'í: la unidad de Dios, la unidad de los profetas, la unidad de la humanidad.
Les doy una cálida bienvenida dentro de este recinto en nombre de la Casa Universal de Justicia y les invito a ponerse de pie mientras meditamos sobre estas palabras de alabanza, una reflexión sobre la relación íntima de los seres humanos con su Creador. Sé muy bien, oh mi Señor, que he sido tan arrobado por las claras muestras de tu amorosa bondad y tan completamente embriagado por el vino de tu expresión, que al ver cualquier cosa que contemplo, de inmediato descubro que te da a conocer ante mí y me recuerda tus signos y tus señales y tus testimonios. Por tu gloria, cada vez que elevo los ojos, me trae a la memoria tu excelsitud y tu sublimidad, y tu incomparable gloria y grandeza. Y cada vez que vuelvo la mirada hacia tu tierra, me siento compelido a reconocer las evidencias de tu poder y las señales de tu generosidad. Y cuando miro el mar, encuentro que me habla de tu majestad, de la potencia de tu fuerza y de tu soberanía y de tu grandeza. y cuando quiera que contemplo las montañas, me llevan a descubrir los emblemas de tu victoria y los estandartes de tu omnipotencia. Juro por tu poder, oh tú en cuyo puño están las riendas de toda la humanidad y los destinos de las naciones. Estoy tan inflamado de amor por ti y tan embriagado con el vino de tu unicidad, que oigo en el susurro de los vientos el son de tu glorificación y alabanza, y reconozco en el murmullo de las aguas la voz que proclama tus virtudes y tus atributos, y percibo en el rumor de las hojas los misterios que han sido irrevocablemente ordenados por ti en tu reino. Glorificado eres, oh Dios, de todos los nombres y Creador de todos los cielos. Rindo gracias a ti por haber dado a conocer a tus siervos este día en que el río, que es en verdad la vida, ha emanado de los dedos de tu munificencia, y la primavera de tu revelación, y tu presencia ha aparecido a través de tu manifestación para todos los que están en tu cielo y todos los que están en tu tierra.
Oh mi Dios, verdaderamente estos tus siervos se vuelven hacia ti, suplicando tu reino de misericordia. Verdaderamente están atraídos por tu santidad y encendidos con el fuego de tu amor. Buscan la confirmación de tu maravilloso reino y esperan alcanzar tu dominio celestial. Verdaderamente anhelan que desciendan tus dádivas y desean la iluminación del sol de la realidad. Oh Señor, haz de ellos lámparas radiantes, signos misericordiosos, árboles fructíferos y estrellas luminosas, que puedan levantarse en tu servicio y estar ligados a ti mediante los vínculos y lazos de tu amor, anhelando las luces de tu favor. Oh Señor, haz de ellos signos de guía, estandartes de tu reino inmortal, olas del océano de tu misericordia, espejos de la luz de tu majestad. Verdaderamente, tú eres el generoso. Verdaderamente, tú eres el misericordioso. Verdaderamente, tú eres el apreciado, el amado, Abdul Baha.
Sois las estrellas del cielo del entendimiento, la brisa que sopla al amanecer, las fluyentes aguas de las cuales debe depender la vida misma de todos los hombres. Vosotros sois los primeros en ser creados de nuevo por su Espíritu. Los primeros en adorarle e inclinarse ante él, los primeros en circundar su trono de gloria. Sois las estrellas del cielo del entendimiento.
Awem nechen, tukol tunge, fem tunge kum tami, pukonani piuken, kapelom tunge. Kayam tuayun tanyingene finge tanewen tami konaya eteu awem ngenechen kisukunu fem kifilnge tami teka kompuam pelom tung ngengen tami kiman kamongin en tu finge tami poyen meu ruf sungu Eimita que yu que fimi cañi sol eimi.
Viendo a la muchedumbre, subió al monte, y cuando se hubo sentado, se le acercaron los discípulos. Y abriendo él su boca, les enseñaba diciendo: Bienaventurados los pobres de espíritu, porque suyo es el reino de los cielos. Bienaventurados los mansos, porque ellos poseerán la tierra. Bienaventurados los que lloran, porque ellos serán consolados. Bienaventurados los que tienen hambre y sed de justicia, porque ellos serán saciados. Bienaventurados los misericordiosos, porque ellos alcanzarán. Bienaventurados los limpios de corazón, porque ellos verán a Dios. Bienaventurados los que trabajan por la paz, porque ellos serán llamados hijos de Dios. Bienaventurados los que padecen persecución por la justicia, porque suyo es el reino de los cielos.
Date de todo menos de mí y entra en comunión con mi espíritu, oh Hijo de la luz. Esto pertenece a la esencia de mi mandamiento. Por tanto, vuélvete a Él. Conténtate conmigo y no busques a otro que te ayude, porque nadie como yo podrá nunca bastarte.